Have you ever finished a busy day feeling exhausted, only to realize that you accomplished very little? In today's world, our attention is constantly being pulled in different directions. Smartphones, social media, emails, and endless notifications compete for every second of our focus. We often believe we are working hard, but in reality, we spend much of our time switching from one distraction to another. This constant interruption makes it difficult to do our best work and leaves us feeling busy instead of truly productive. The idea behind the art of absolute focus, how to accomplish in 1 hour what others do in a day, is simple but powerful. Productivity is not about working longer hours. It is about using your attention wisely. 1 hour of complete focus can often produce better results than an entire day filled with distractions. When your mind is fully engaged in one important task, your creativity improves, your decisions become clearer, and your work reaches a much higher quality. Throughout this audiobook, you will discover practical strategies to understand why your focus disappears so easily, how to enter a state of deep concentration, and how to organize your time and energy for maximum results. You will also learn how small daily habits can strengthen your ability to concentrate and how protecting your attention can help you achieve more while feeling less stressed. These ideas are simple enough for anyone to apply, whether you are a student, an employee, an entrepreneur, or simply someone who wants to make better use of each day. Before we begin, please take a moment to support the channel. If you enjoy audiobook summaries about productivity, personal growth, success, and self-improvement, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your support helps us create more inspiring content that can make a real difference in people's lives. Now, take a deep breath, put away distractions for a little while, and let's begin our journey toward mastering the power of absolute focus. Chapter 1: Why do we lose our focus? Have you ever sat down to work on an important task, only to find yourself checking your phone a few minutes later? You are not alone. In today's world, our attention is constantly being pulled in different directions. Every notification, message, email, or social media update asks for a small piece of our focus. While each interruption may seem harmless, together they make it much harder to concentrate. Instead of giving our full attention to one meaningful task, we often divide our minds between many small distractions. As a result, we feel busy all day but accomplish far less than we hoped. One of the biggest reasons we lose our focus is the way modern technology affects our brains. Every time we hear a notification or see a new message, our brain becomes curious. It wants to know what is happening, even if the information is not important. This habit trains our minds to expect constant stimulation. Over time, staying focused on one task becomes more difficult because our brain starts looking for the next distraction. The more often we interrupt ourselves, the harder it becomes to enjoy long periods of deep thinking and meaningful work. Many people also confuse being busy with being productive. A full schedule, many meetings, or answering dozens of emails may create the feeling that we are working hard. However, being productive means making real progress on the tasks that truly matter. A person who spends 1 hour completing an important project has often achieved more than someone who spends 8 hours jumping between small, unimportant activities. Productivity is measured by results, not by how busy we appear to be. Distraction has slowly become a daily habit for many people. Without realizing it, we reach for our phones while waiting in line, during meals, or even while working. We become uncomfortable with silence and always look for something new to watch or read. These small habits slowly reduce our ability to stay focused for long periods. The good news is that habits can be changed. Just as the brain learns distraction through repetition, it can also learn concentration through daily practice. Another hidden problem is constantly switching from one task to another. You may start writing a report, then answer a message, check social media, reply to an email, and finally return to your report. Although this feels like multitasking, your brain must restart its thinking every time you switch tasks. This wastes time and mental energy. It becomes harder to remember details, solve problems, and produce high-quality work. Focusing on one task until it is finished is usually much faster and less stressful than trying to do everything at once. The main lesson of this chapter is simple but powerful: focus is one of your most valuable resources. Every unnecessary distraction steals a small part of your attention, and those small losses add up throughout the day. By reducing interruptions, understanding the difference between being busy and being productive, and giving your full attention to one important task at a time, you can accomplish more in less time. The journey toward deep focus begins with one decision: to protect your attention from everything that does not truly matter. Chapter 2: The Power of Deep Focus. Deep focus is the ability to give your complete attention to one important task without allowing distractions to interrupt your thinking. It is a state where your mind becomes fully connected to your work, and everything around you seems to disappear. During these moments, you think more clearly, solve problems faster, and produce work of much higher quality. Deep focus is not a special talent that only a few people have. It is a skill that anyone can develop with practice and the right habits. Many people believe that working longer hours automatically leads to better results. However, this is often not true. A person who works for 8 hours while constantly checking messages, answering notifications, and switching between tasks may achieve less than someone who spends just 1 hour working with complete concentration. Deep focus allows your brain to use its full ability without interruption. Instead of wasting energy on distractions, every minute is spent moving closer to your goal. This is why one focused hour can sometimes be more valuable than an entire day of distracted work. Entering a state of deep focus begins with making a clear decision. Before you start working, choose one important task and commit to finishing it without interruption. Put your phone away, close unnecessary websites, and remove anything that may steal your attention. Then give yourself permission to think about only that one task. At first, your mind may try to wander, but if you gently bring your attention back each time, focusing will become easier. Like any other skill, concentration grows stronger the more you practice it. Creating the right environment is also an important part of deep focus. A quiet and organized workspace helps your mind stay calm and clear. If possible, choose a place where you are less likely to be interrupted. Let family members or co-workers know that you need uninterrupted time. Even small changes, such as keeping your desk clean or wearing headphones to block noise, can make a big difference. When your environment supports concentration, your brain naturally finds it easier to stay focused. One of the most powerful habits you can build is setting aside a specific period each day for uninterrupted work. It does not have to be several hours. Even 30 to 60 minutes of complete focus can produce amazing results if you use that time wisely. During this period, avoid checking your phone, reading emails, or responding to messages. Protect this time as if it were one of the most important appointments of your day. Over time, your brain will begin to expect this period of deep work, making it easier to enter a focused state. The main lesson of this chapter is simple but life-changing. Deep focus is one of the greatest advantages you can develop. Success does not come from working longer, it comes from working with greater attention and purpose. By removing distractions, creating a supportive environment, and dedicating time to uninterrupted work every day, you can accomplish more, reduce stress, and enjoy the satisfaction of making real progress. When you master the power of deep focus, you will discover that your best work has always been waiting behind a single moment of complete concentration. Before we continue this audiobook, don't forget to support us with a like and subscribe. Chapter 3: Managing Your Time and Energy Wisely. Many people believe that the secret to getting more done is finding extra hours in the day. In reality, we all have the same 24 hours. The difference lies in how we use them. Successful people do not try to do everything. Instead, they focus on the few tasks that create the greatest results. Every morning, they ask themselves a simple question: what is the most important thing I can accomplish today? By starting with the task that matters most, they make meaningful progress before smaller responsibilities begin to compete for their attention. Choosing your most important task first also reduces stress and prevents procrastination. When you complete your biggest priority early, you gain a sense of achievement that motivates you for the rest of the day. On the other hand, if you spend your best hours answering emails, checking social media, or doing minor tasks, you may have little energy left for the work that truly matters. Your mind is strongest when it is fresh, so it makes sense to use that energy on your highest value work instead of saving it for later. Another important lesson is that working for shorter periods with complete focus is often more effective than working for many hours without concentration. The human brain cannot stay deeply focused forever. After a period of intense thinking, it naturally becomes tired. Instead of forcing yourself to work endlessly, divide your day into focus sessions followed by short breaks. During each session, give your full attention to one task. Then step away for a few minutes to rest, stretch, or take a walk. This simple rhythm helps your mind stay sharp and productive throughout the day. Rest is not a sign of weakness or laziness. It is an important part of high performance. Just as athletes need recovery to perform at their best, your brain also needs time to recharge. Good sleep, healthy meals, regular movement, and short breaks all improve your ability to concentrate. When you ignore your energy and try to work without rest, your focus becomes weaker, mistakes increase, and even simple tasks take longer to finish. Protecting your energy is just as important as managing your time. One of the biggest obstacles to productivity is spending time on tasks that add little value. Many activities feel urgent but do not move you closer to your goals. Learning to say no to unnecessary meetings, endless scrolling, and unimportant work creates space for what truly matters. Every time you remove one distraction or low-value task, you gain more time and energy for meaningful progress. Productivity is not only about what you choose to do, it is also about what you choose not to do. The main lesson of this chapter is simple: manage your time by managing your priorities, and manage your energy by working with your mind instead of against it. Focus on your most important tasks, work in short periods of deep concentration, take regular breaks, and remove activities that do not support your goals. When you combine these habits, you will accomplish more with less effort and discover that true productivity comes from working smarter, not longer. Chapter 4: Building Habits That Increase Productivity. Long-lasting productivity is not built through occasional bursts of motivation. It is built through simple habits that you repeat every day. The way you begin your morning, organize your workspace, and spend your time has a greater impact on your success than you may realize. Good habits reduce the need for willpower because they make the right actions feel natural. Instead of asking yourself every day whether you should work, your habits guide you toward action automatically. Over time, these small routines become the foundation of consistent progress. One of the most important habits is creating a work environment that supports concentration. Your surroundings influence your behavior more than you think. A clean desk, good lighting, and a quiet space can help your mind stay calm and focused. Remove anything that does not help you work, such as unnecessary papers, open tabs, or devices that constantly demand your attention. When your environment is simple and organized, your brain spends less energy dealing with distractions and more energy solving important problems. A daily routine also makes it easier to enter a focused state. When you perform the same positive actions before starting work, your brain begins to recognize these signals. You might begin each work session by reviewing your goals, taking a few deep breaths, or preparing a cup of tea or coffee. These small rituals tell your mind that it is time to concentrate. After repeating this routine for several weeks, focusing becomes easier because your brain connects these actions with productive work. Another habit that can greatly improve productivity is reducing the time you spend on your phone and social media. These tools are useful, but they can easily become your biggest source of distraction. Every notification breaks your attention and makes it harder to return to deep work. Try turning off unnecessary notifications, placing your phone out of reach while you work, or checking social media only at specific times of the day. Small changes like these protect your attention and allow you to spend more time on the goals that truly matter. Many people stop making progress because they wait for the perfect moment or try to do everything perfectly. The truth is that perfection often leads to delay, while consistency leads to success. It is better to complete 1 hour of focused work every day than to wait for the perfect day that never arrives. Small efforts repeated consistently create much greater results than occasional moments of perfect performance. Progress is built one day at a time, not all at once. The main lesson of this chapter is simple but powerful: productivity grows from the habits you practice every day. By creating a distraction-free environment, following a simple daily routine, reducing unnecessary phone use, and choosing consistency over perfection, you make focused work a natural part of your life. Success does not come from one extraordinary day. It comes from ordinary days filled with small, intentional actions that move you closer to your goals, one step at a time. Chapter 5: Making Focus a Way of Life. Learning how to focus is valuable, but making focus a daily habit is what truly changes your life. Deep concentration should not be something you use only when an important deadline is approaching. It should become part of the way you study, work, and solve problems every day. Whether you are preparing for an exam, building a business, writing a report, or learning a new skill, the same principles apply. Give your full attention to one task, remove distractions, and work with purpose. Over time, this simple approach will help you achieve better results with less stress. These principles can be applied in almost every area of life. Students can understand lessons more deeply by studying without constantly checking their phones. Professionals can complete projects more efficiently by scheduling uninterrupted work sessions. Business owners can make better decisions by setting aside quiet time for planning instead of reacting to every message that appears on their screens. No matter what your goals are, focused work allows you to use your abilities more effectively and make steady progress every day. Of course, there will be setbacks and interruptions. Some days you will feel tired, lose your concentration, or face unexpected problems. This does not mean you have failed. It simply means you are human. The important thing is to return to your routine as soon as possible instead of giving up. One distracted day will not ruin your progress, just as one productive day will not guarantee success. What matters most is your ability to continue after difficulties and keep moving forward. Another powerful habit is measuring your progress. You cannot improve what you never observe. At the end of each day or week, take a few minutes to ask yourself simple questions. Did I spend enough time on my most important task? What distracted me the most? What helped me stay focused? By reflecting on your work, you begin to notice patterns and discover ways to improve. Small adjustments made regularly often lead to remarkable improvements over time. Maintaining your results for the long term requires balance. Working with deep focus does not mean working every minute of the day. It also means knowing when to rest, recharge, and spend time with family, friends, and activities you enjoy. A healthy mind is a focused mind. By taking care of your physical and mental well-being, you protect your ability to concentrate for years to come. Sustainable success comes from balancing hard work with proper recovery. The main lesson of this chapter is simple yet powerful. Focus is not a temporary technique, it is a way of living. By applying these principles in your daily work and studies, accepting setbacks as part of the journey, measuring your progress, and maintaining healthy habits, you build a life of steady improvement. Every day that you choose focus over distraction, you become a little more productive, a little more confident, and a little closer to the future you want. Great achievements are not created in one extraordinary moment, but through many ordinary days filled with purposeful attention. Conclusion. As we reach the end of this journey, one important truth becomes clear: focus is not a gift that only a few people are born with. It is a skill that anyone can learn, practice, and improve. Just like building physical strength or learning a new language, your ability to concentrate grows through daily training. The more you protect your attention and practice deep focus, the stronger your mind becomes. Throughout this audiobook, we discovered that the biggest obstacle to productivity is not a lack of time, but a lack of focused attention. Distractions, constant notifications, and endless interruptions can make even simple tasks feel difficult. But when you learn to remove unnecessary distractions and give your full attention to what truly matters, you unlock a level of productivity that you may not have thought possible. We also learned that managing your time wisely is not about filling every minute with work. True productivity comes from knowing your priorities, choosing the most important tasks, and using your energy at the right moments. A focused hour can create more progress than many hours spent working without a clear direction. The quality of your effort is often more important than the amount of time you spend. Building strong habits is another key part of creating a focused life. A good environment, a simple daily routine, and consistent practice make concentration easier over time. You do not need to be perfect every day. What matters is continuing to improve, returning to your goals after setbacks, and creating a system that helps you stay on the right path. Remember that success does not require you to work longer and exhaust yourself. It requires you to work with greater awareness and purpose. When you learn to control your attention, you gain control over your time, your actions, and eventually your results. The ability to focus becomes a powerful advantage in your studies, career, and personal life. The final message of this book is simple: success is not determined by how many hours you work, but by how deeply you focus during those hours. Start with small changes today. Turn off one distraction, dedicate one focus session to an important goal, and build the habit step by step. With patience and consistency, you will discover that your greatest achievements are created not by doing more, but by giving your best attention to what truly matters. Thank you for listening, and remember, your focus is your power.